For 3 decades, John Travolta danced between two worlds with the same smooth confidence he brought to the dance floor in Saturday Night Fever. On one side lived the Hollywood superstar, the charming leading man who made audiences swoon in Grease, the action hero who reinvented himself in Pulp Fiction, the devoted family man photographed at premieres with his beautiful wife Kelly Preston. On the other side existed a man trapped by secrets, whispers, and a carefully constructed image that required constant maintenance. The truth wasn't scandalous in the tabloid sense, but it was complex, deeply personal, and hidden behind layers of carefully managed public relations for longer than most marriages last. Travolta's double life began not with deception, but with survival. Growing up in New Jersey in the 1950s and 60s, young John absorbed two powerful messages simultaneously. First, that he was destined for stardom. His mother was an actress and acting teacher who recognized his talent early. Second, that certain truths about oneself were better left unspoken in polite society. These contradictory lessons would shape the next 5 decades of his life. By the time Welcome Back, Coder made him a household name in 1975, Travolta had already learned how to present one version of himself to the world while keeping another version locked away. The entertainment industry of the 1970s wasn't kind to those who deviated from expected narratives, especially young male heartthrobs whose careers depended on being desirable to female audiences. The whispers started early, but remained whispers. Throughout the late 70s and 80s, as Travolta's career soared and soared again, rumors circulated in Hollywood's inner circles about his personal life, his relationships, his true self. But Travolta had found something many closeted celebrities never found: genuine love within the confines of his public image. His 1991 marriage to Kelly Preston wasn't a sham or a cover, but a real partnership built on deep affection, shared faith in Scientology, and mutual understanding of what their life together would require. They had 3 children, built a home, and created what looked from the outside like a perfect Hollywood family. And in many ways, it was real. But it was also incomplete. The part of Travolta that had been pushed into shadow since adolescence never fully disappeared. It simply learned to exist quietly alongside his public persona. What made Travolta's double life different from typical celebrity secrets was its duration and its toll. 30 years is a long time to maintain any facade. Through Kelly's tragic death from breast cancer in 2020, through the heartbreaking loss of their son Jed in 2009, through career highs and humiliating lows, Travolta kept dancing between his two worlds. The cracks showed occasionally, moments caught by photographers that seemed ambiguous, relationships that raised eyebrows, behavior that didn't quite fit the narrative. But Travolta's charm, his lawyer's threats, and the public's willingness to accept the official story kept the truth at bay. Until it couldn't anymore. The revelation didn't come from a tabloid exposé or a bitter tell-all. It came gradually through Travolta's own evolving understanding of who he wanted to be in his final decades. After Kelly's death, something shifted. The weight of maintaining 2 separate lives for 3 decades without the partner who helped carry that weight became unbearable. Close friends noticed changes, a willingness to be more authentic, less controlled, more at peace with complexity. The man who once needed every aspect of his image managed down to the smallest detail began letting certain truths speak for themselves. What we're learning now isn't that John Travolta deceived everyone, but that he survived the only way he knew how in an industry and era that demanded it. His double life wasn't about scandal. It was about the exhausting price of fame when your authentic self doesn't match your marketable image. After 30 years of careful performance, Travolta is finally discovering what it means to live as one whole person instead of 2 fractured ones.